Every day we scour the internet for one-star reviews. Every day we pick a theme for those reviews. Dawn, what's your theme today?
My theme is about one cave in Missouri, Meramec Caverns.
Whoa.
In Sullivan, Missouri.
Why'd you pick that one?
Well, I went to a cave on vacation in Missouri, not this one. And so I thought, I'll just do caves. And then I found out that this one in particular had a lot of one-star reviews.
Fabulous. And I'm going to take you to stuff in Allentown, Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
5,000, was it? Pennsylvania.
76,000. Yeah.
Would you like to begin?
Yes, I will begin. This is a cave near St. Louis, by the way, in Sullivan, Missouri, Marramac Caverns. And Mr. Tufa 2210 had a one-star review. We didn't go visit. Reason being, they do not allow family pets inside the caverns. They have crates outside the caverns, I think he meant crates, where you can place your pet while you visit. I'm sorry, being older, I take my little 15-pound dog everywhere, and if she can't come inside, I will not go. I understand why they have this policy in place. They want to ensure the safety of pets. Oh my gosh. Like, imagine worst case scenario, your little dog gets loose and runs down a path in the cave that's a little crack where they can't get the dog out ever. Yeah. How are you going to feel about little Fluffy then? Fluffy. I know that you recognize that it's for the safety of pets, but why did you give a 1 star? Yeah. You didn't go in.
Also, you can't have everything you want.
Yeah, you can't
Life
take a pet
is not
everywhere.
About you get whatever it is that you think you deserve.
Right.
Life's hard. So are caves. The Rock, anyways, pretty hard. Okay. Let's go to Downey Park and Wildwater Kingdom. It's a amusement park, I think. Oh.
I'm just saying there's a lot of problems at water parks.
Let me tell you. Somebody claimed that they got trench foot at this particular water park. But that's not the review I'm reading. So we're going to go to Brian and find out what he had to say about it.
Okay.
Ever wanted to experience what it's like to eat like a medieval peasant but pay modern day prices? Look no further than the Downey Park food stand, where they perfected the art of serving food that's simultaneously overpriced and underwhelming. I treated myself to their signature frigid fowl experience. 3 chicken tenders that appeared to have been cooked sometime during the Obama administration and were then cryogenically preserved. The fries seemed to be auditioning for a role as building material, achieving that perfect balance between staleness and room temperature that architects dream about.
Oh.
The jumbo hot dog was, well, a jumbo-sized disappointment. At least it wasn't cold. Okay. It achieved that magical, lukewarm temperature that makes you question all your life choices.
Oh.
The crown jewel, a 30-ounce soda with no lid or straw. Nothing says living on the edge quite like playing dodge the bees while trying to drink your overpriced beverage. It's like a theme park ride, except instead of thrills, you get spills.
Who is
Total
this?
Damage, $50. Yep, you read that right. Would I come back? Excuse me. Hold on.
Would I come back? I don't know. Would you come back?
I've been talking for a week. Would I come back only if I'm seeking material for my stand-up comedy career or if I suddenly develop an appreciation for cold cuisine? Okay.
This person thinks
this is the most insufferable person. Every story you listen to is going to have a lot of adjectives.
And he thinks he's very clever.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he says it. Material for my stand-up career. Sir, I would say go find an open mic night and stop doing it in the 1-star reviews.
It's not good. Wow. Okay. All right, we're going to go back to Marramac Caverns in Sullivan, Missouri. And this is by Liz Muhinga. Liz has a 1-star review. The cave itself is beautiful, but the experience is marred by tacky lighting, gimmicky attractions, and over-the-top commercialization. Instead of educating visitors about the geology and history of the formations, the tour is filled with cheesy jokes and dubious stories about Jesse James. There's minimal focus on science, which is disappointing for a site of such geological significance. The finale, complete with a patriotic light show, felt jarringly out of place, and the ballroom and theater they rent out come across as disrespectful to the natural environment. The guides even share a story about a prom held there that resulted in the desecration of the cave's most unique feature. Overall, it feels like this cave is being exploited and poorly protected. If you're looking for a more authentic cave experience, I'd recommend visiting one within the Missouri State Park system. That said, there's something undeniably amusing and very American about the over-the-top ways our culture interacts with the majesty of natural places like Meramec Caverns. As historian Sarah Vowell observed about the similarly tacky restaurant in Carlsbad Caverns, that's what we Americans do when we find a place that's really special. We go there and act exactly like ourselves, and we are a bunch of fun-loving dopes. End quote. To that point, I'll admit I enjoyed my ice cream cone inside a cave, but I still wouldn't recommend spending $30 to visit.
Sounds like you got a lot out of the experience.
And P.S., if you really care, don't bring a cone in the cave.
It's just a hole in the ground. A cave is a hole.
It is.
Like the fact that, like that to me is the most American thing. They just made you buy an ice cream cone in a hole in the ground.
And if you do touch the formations, I know that because I just went to a cave, if you touch it and the oils from our hands stop it from growing for 100 years. So that's the effect that touching the cave has. But there are places where you have to touch it. They know that to get through the little stairs or whatever, So I'm sure they're very aware of what can and can't be touched.
Yeah.
And she's just, they're going to have some patriotic thing because that's Missouri.
Also, it's a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Caves are fun, but essentially at the end of the day, the fact that you made something out of nothing, I think caves are awesome.
Yeah.
Even with their silly little light shows and things.
They got to light it up.
Yeah, they probably got an alien or, I went to a cave where were we? I think that's when we were in Bermuda that Beyonce did a music video in. And she was on a boat in this cave and they kept the little plastic boat that she was in so that every time they would bring you down this stairway, they'd be like, see that boat over there?
It's Beyonce's boat.
Beyonce did that. You rode in that boat for a music video. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Allentown, PA. And this time it's the Mack Trucks Historical Museum. Mack Trucks must be from Allentown or near Allentown.
Sure.
Nick is not amused. He has this 1-star review. Been trying to get in this place since July. I had surgery. I've been in Allentown three times for appointments. First, you weren't open on the day of my appointment. Second, I was told I needed to book a tour. Third, we're closed the day of my appointment. Then,
hold on, that was one as well.
I book a tour 6 weeks in advance for Friday the 13th. Now you're closed for a strike. My grandfather worked for Mac in the 60s. I'm dying to get in and see your collection. I'm 3 hours away at this point. You can close the doors for all I care. Your loss, not mine. Well, it is your loss because I keep going to give a healthy donation. I was going to give you guys a healthy donation to you guys to keep the place up and running. Response from the owner.
Oh, boy.
Sorry you had such a hard time getting here. Due to labor negotiations between Mac and the UAW, we are closed and are forced to cancel tours. When the dispute is resolved, we will be able to reopen and accommodate tours. Please read the reviews. I'm not sure it is our loss. We have quite a great place. It's been frustrating for us as well. After having been closed 3 years and 3 months, we're hoping to be full speed ahead. Have a wonderful day.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's not about you, Nick.
They're supposed to know when he has surgery or a doctor's appointment?
Well, and also, they don't sound like they're responsible for the strike.
No, that's what a strike is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It sounds like you've just had some bad luck.
Yeah. And the person I get it. He wants to go, but that doesn't mean, and you've never been. This to me is always the rule. You can't give it a 1 star if you haven't been.
Yeah.
You should have a separate category called I want to bitch about something because I'm not happy.
Go in. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do we have time for one more?
We do.
Okay, let's
Make it fast. Read twice as fast.
Okay, we have time for one more from Marramac Caverns in Sullivan, Missouri. GR was not pleased. We were deeply disappointed in our visit to the caverns. At the end of the tour, they sat us down in one of the most interesting looking rooms of all and gave us a presentation. But would you believe that this presentation wasn't about science or the cave we paid to see and learn about? It was God Bless America and Bible quotes projected on the cavern walls with a ridiculous military recruit commercial style video. Honestly, mind-boggling, cult-like Nazi energy lasted way too long and felt dystopic. To be in a natural place like this, getting other people's religion shoved down my throat and paying for it to boot? Only in America, most of the staff working here were kids. There were no scientific representatives at the cave, and I think I know why. Didn't feel like a learning environment, more like a Jesse James expo with some Jesus thrown in. It was a Jesse James hideout, by the way. It is an embarrassment to whoever runs this establishment and completely disrespectful to the non-religious and people of other faiths and spiritualities. But to be fair, this is exactly what we expect when we are unfortunate enough to be dragged from America's great and civilized West Coast to its sick and rusted heart, Missouri. One of America's least educated and deeply white nationalist states.
All right.
Whoa!
I think the argument that GR is making is maybe not the right one for Google reviews.
Yeah. I can tell you that if you're done with the Branson show or before, they're going to do a thing for veterans. They do. They always do, because a lot of veterans come to Branson or travel to Cave.
And it's not quite the Bible Belt, but it's got a lot of Bibles in it.
Just do that. And then you go, okay, that's not my religion, but, you know.
Yeah. Or you just don't go.
Yeah. I mean, if you're so shocked that they're going to do that, go back to California.
That does seem a little harsh to say. I was unfortunate enough to be dragged from America's great and civilized West Coast.
I mean, I'm sorry,
look,
but I'd
they
much
got
rather...
hillbillies in California, just like they got trust.
I would,
been there, seen them.
I'd rather live in the Midwest. Thank you very much.
Oh, we can just move along.
Yeah,
I think from that review and leave it there, and wish better upon the earth. But when we return.
Even a hole in the ground.
It's a hole in the ground. I also just don't get, there's no obligation for somebody who got a hole in the ground to make a science. Yes, there's a lot of amazing science. Don't get me wrong. Love it. I would eat that stuff up if somebody was telling me about the geology and look at all the, because I think the universe is a magical thing. But I am a nerd. Most people just want you to throw some stuff on a wall.
And I guarantee they said this thing here is 350 million years old. Yeah. They did that.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the cave.